Listening? Okay. Basically, there's this guy named William that moved from England to a town called Oregon with his wife and 3 kids. That meets this guy named Henry. And the two of them form a friendship and start a family diner and pizzeria called Fredbear's Family Diner. Now the money is tight, so to save on cash, they come up with these animatronic mascots that can be cranked up into work as suits. Seems pretty smart, right? Right, dummy! See, if the spring locks get loose on these suits, they turn back to animatronics and crush the person in them. Anyway, getting ahead of myself here. Basically, this William guy's bad news. See, one day, Henry's dad at Charlie, he's having a birthday party at the diner. The other kids are mean though, and they lock her outside. What does William do when he sees this? A freaking drags her into the alley and kills her. That's what he does. Now, Henry built this safety puppet to watch over his dad, but the puppet was stuck inside a box when this was happening. When the puppet gets out, goes out to try and protect her, but it's raining, so the freaking animatronic breaks down too. So what happens is that Charlie's spirit actually inhabits the animatronic puppet. And buddy, that is just the tip of the iceberg. See, William's older son is a real jerk-face to his human son, Even. On Evan's birthday in 1983, go to the diner, and Henry actually shoves Even into Fredbear's mouth. Freaking crazy, right? So the spring locks fail and Fredbear chomps Evan's head, putting him into a command and killing him a few weeks later. This here's the breaking point for William. The guy starts putting on a spring bunny animatronic sword and using it to lure kids into the back room. Once he gets them back there, freaking kills them. He does this 5 times before getting caught. Thing is though, nobody can find the body, so William gets let off the hook. As it turns out, Hands and Buddy's inside the animatronics. Not Charlie, since his spirit is inside the puppet. She starts putting the kids' spirits into the animatronics they were stuffed in. So right now, the puppet, Chica the chicken, Bunny the bunny, Freddy Fazbear, Folks the Parade, and Underskull and Freddy Fazbear, and original Fredbear all have the ghosts of children in them. After this missing children incident, William gets fired from his own company. That doesn't stop him though. His new soul company, Afton Robotics, to work for the sister company called Circus Baby's Pizza World. There, William starts making these robots that are designed to kill kids. Crazy, right? Well, as it turns out, William figured out how to be immortal. See, when kids die, they produce this material called remnant. You can basically use this remnant stuff to keep your soul inside of something. William figures this out after killing those first 5 kids, so now he starts trying to use it for his own good. Problem is, even though his youngest son is dead and his older son has moved out, William still has his daughter Elizabeth with him. William makes this really cool animatronic called Circus Baby who can dance, sing, make us scream, and do a whole bunch of other cool stuff. But his daughter Elizabeth gets too close to Baby, and her chip capturing mechanism activates. So now 2 of William's 3 kids are dead by his own hand. William pretty much loses it here. He kills his wife and puts her into another machine called Bellary. All this doesn't last very long though. See, Circus Baby's Pizza World closed before it even had the chance to open. Now William is all alone and on the loose. Now it's 1987. There's a new Fazbear visiting a new location. They have all the old suits with the dead kids in him in the back room, but now they've got these new animatronics that are not only safer, but also have facial recognition software to detect criminals. This is all in case William comes back, you see. So anyway, since neither of the spring lock suits are at this location, William instead is the Golden Freddy suit since it's broken, unnosed, and mostly empty. He kills another 5 kids, which are in the Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Toy Folks, which we call the Mangle, and Balloon Boy. Oh, I should mention, Charlie's here again too for some reason. Unlike the rest of the 1983 animatronics, which are nosed in the back, Charlie's puppet is still used by the prize counter. So anyway, this is the second missing children incident. Now the place gets closed down, but before they do that, they have one last party on November the 10th, 1987. I freaking lose my frontal lobe to Mangle and die a few weeks later, but that's not important. What's important here is that the restaurant closed down. So now it's sometime after 1987. William somehow gets a message out to his son Mitchell that his sister and mom are trapped inside some animatronics at the now closed down Circus Baby's Pizza World, and that he needs to set them free, since the whole building is automated. They think that he's an employee. So Mitchell works at the building for a week while the building is attempting to rip it all. He gets tricked by the animatronics into getting scooped. See, what happens is that, during the week, all the robots in the facility tear themselves apart and reform themselves into a dead mass called Inert. And it brings Mitchell to the scope where he gets injected with remnant. Then his organs get scoped out and introduce him as a skin suit to escape the facility. After the robots escape and Mitchell is reanimated as a walking corpse, he goes to find his father and then all the suffering.